What? Awesome.
Whoa.
All right.
Except to me, your video is frozen, Barry.
Is it?
Oh,
Yep.
not to me.
Not to the Twitch people either, so.
All right.
All right, let's do this. This is the Closet Geek, episode 115 for February 18th, 2016.
Closet Geek, coming to you each week in Closet Geek. All things of geeks critiqued in Closet Geek. Comics and games and tech in Closet Geek. Lego, Star Wars, Star Trek in Closet Geek. We are not nerds, we have some social skills to call our own. Closet Geek.
Hello, and welcome to the Closet Geek, where geeks come out, the podcast where four brothers have united their powers to become the four horsemen of geek to bring you the best and latest geeky news. I am your host, Barry Ricks, and with me I have my two brothers, John and Michael. Woo!
Hello.
And
All right.
Ryan will be joining us shortly. He's running a little late, so he'll pop in here probably in a couple minutes. So, but yeah, hi guys, what's up?
We'll see. Hey.
Hello.
Oh man, I am kind of mentally exhausted, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry. Here I am yawning.
You're like, oh, it's late. You know, work
Yeah,
is
my-
so work.
Yeah,
Work wore you
work
out.
is work.
Work is work. Yeah.
Yep, work is work. I enjoy my job, but
so
it's
sleepy.
it's tax season.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you are a busy man for sure.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you were able to do some geeky stuff, but
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
This week in geek.
This is This Week in Geek, where we talk about things we did geeky throughout the week, things we love, and things we could recommend for you guys to go check out. So, yeah. So, I hope you guys did some stuff. I did some stuff, of course.
I did some stuff that I was surprised was gonna happen.
Well,
so
that's good. I'm going to go first tonight. I rarely go first, so.
you make a good point.
It's true. So,
Go first.
I of course, loved and keeping up on my weekly and web comics that I am enjoying thoroughly. Of course, Table Titans, Justice League 8, Tentco King, which is another fun one, and Motoferia, which is really cool. The Motoferia one is about based in medieval times where there was a big demon war, and the Motoferia were the organization that fought the demons in the demon war. And after that, all the demons had been banished, and then everyone got lazy after years of peace and stuff like that. But then demons started showing up again, and there's only like a couple members of Motoferia left, and so it focuses on the daughter of the leader, and in order to fight the demon onslaught that is coming, she summons a demon to fight on her side. Because if you're the one summoning a demon, it has to you give it a task, and when it accomplishes the task, then the demon is set free. But until that task is not completed, it's basically a slave. Has to do what you say. So she summons like this, basically the demon that was like the most powerful demon in the demon war that they fought, to fight on their side against the rest of the demons. And so she's like, you kill all the demons and stop this, and then you can go free. And so that would be interesting. But the artwork's fantastic. Storyline is really good. It is just to warn some people, it can be a little bloody, demons' heads getting chopped off and other stuff like that. So
like
other stuff.
like Demon's War are.
Yeah.
Demon Wars. People are gonna get their heads cut off.
well, that's the only way they can.
happens?
That's the only way they can die is you have to chop their.
Oh, so you're
chop
telling
their
me they're
heads off.
immortals?
Of course.
Is there like electricity
Well,
afterwards?
no, but that'd be cool.
There can be only one.
Be only one.
Then there's the quickening and everything, and everyone's like, yeah, that type of stuff's going on. But no, that's really good. Really good. I really enjoy that. And and hello to Mr. Lard in the chat room. Thanks for joining us. We're just talking about things we did geeky this week so far. Also, of course, being the person, the brother that does the most gaming. Although I see John did a bunch of gaming this week, so that's kind of fun. I rented Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U, and played that with my kids. Like the first night that we rented it, we sat there and we just played and played. And my wife was sick, so she was just on the couch reading. And then she's like, looks at the clock. She's like, do you know that you guys have been playing for 3 hours? And I'm like, no, but this is awesome. You know, it was lots of fun.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Well, and it's kind of fun. That's a game that everyone enjoys, from the 2-year-old up to the 8-year-old, and everyone's taking turns. And, you know, the 2-year-old even won one time because, you know, it's just, you know, smash the buttons. And
Smash the buttons. That's why it's called Smash Brothers, right?
That's right.
No,
and he ended up winning one time, so it was kind of funny. And I wasn't letting him, so that was just
Nice.
how it worked out. So that was lots of fun. Definitely gonna have to probably pick that one up. The kids really enjoyed it. And yeah, so did that. Of course, playing Heroes of the Storm. Love playing that, getting on there. I tried a new character this week, Tyrande from the World of Warcraft series. She's a support hero, and enjoyed playing her. And then played some Rocket League and had some fun doing that. So yeah.
All right.
Sweet Kicks with Bricks this week. I interviewed the Kickstarter Sentinels of the Multiverse Oblivion, and it's a co-op card game where you play a superhero battling a nemesis, and you have a specific deck. So it's not a deck building. You have a specific deck for each hero, and then you use what you draw to fight the villain. And other people, your co-op people, are playing different heroes with different abilities, and you try to create a good composition and stuff like that. So it looks really good. They only asked, when I interviewed them, they only asked for like $40,000 for their Kickstarter, and when I was interviewing them, they had $810,000. So very successful Kickstarter.
Yeah, I was like, wait, they only asked for 40.
Yep.
And they got 810.
Well, and they still have like 20 days left to go on their Kickstarter too.
Jeez. You're
So-
like, well, thanks. We only needed $40,000. Thanks for the million.
I think
people.
he said they were funded within the first 7 minutes of their Kickstarter.
Jeez.
Wow.
And so that was, and it just keeps going. And so yeah, so definitely check that out. You could go to the Sweet Kicks with Bricks website or the Closet Geek website and listen to the most recent interview. So it was really good. But
Nice.
yeah, so that was about it for me. Possibly get some other gaming in. I got some Steam keys for some betas and stuff like that. So maybe I'll play, and got some other beta keys. I have like 3 or 4 different betas that I'm in, except Overwatch, which is the one I really wanted to be in. So
Come
but
on.
I know, right? But I got some other ones, and I might try those out and check them out. I know Mr. Lard in the chat room. He has the Overwatch. He's played, and he streamed some Overwatch today. So, but
Well, there you go.
yeah. But anyway, that was it for me for this week in Geek for me. So, John, what'd you do geeky this week?
John.
Not a whole lot. This month for the PlayStation Plus, one of the games that is available for free for the PlayStation 4 is called Helldivers. And it's a cross buy, so it's also available on the PlayStation 3 as well. But it's a twin stick shooter, and but it's co-op, so you can have up to 4 players on the local screen. So it's not split screen. It's just your 4 players on the screen, and it's essentially Space Marines versus aliens. But what's fun is that it's like the friendly fire is on,
Oh, so you can kill your
can
friends.
kill each other.
Oh man!
And
And
it
of course, you
happens-
gotta love dual stick. You know,
I-
people are like trying
Yeah.
to figure out the
Going all over
controls,
the place.
killing each other.
Right.
It's
That's-
like, no, shoot.
that's
so
one thing.
It happens super easy. Yeah, it happens super easy to get killed by your.
But I like that
teammates
because
and-
it adds an extra dynamic. Because I remember playing
Sure.
when playing Counter-Strike back in the day, and you had friendly fire turned on. I mean that changed dramatically how you played.
Right.
Because you couldn't shoot through your friends.
I prefer the friendly fire. It really adds up.
I think it depends on the game.
Strategy.
For Counter-Strike, it definitely worked because once you die, you're dead and the round is over. But I thought it worked well for that. Some other games, I guess it just depends. But it does definitely makes it interesting when all of a sudden you shoot your friend in the head and not your opponent,
Right.
and they're like, "What are you doing?" And they start
I
freaking
shot
out.
him in the head till he's dead.
Like you throw a grenade and then your buddy runs out in front. You're like,
You're like,
stop!
no, don't do it.
Oh! Or what's really funny is that if you can call down support pods and it'll launch, and the pod can possibly kill people if it lands on them. Or
Don't
and
stand there.
if you call down the minigun doesn't differentiate between friend or foe, so you have to
jeez.
you have to drop to the ground and have it shoot above you.
I know what you're talking about. It was a Kickstarter.
No.
Yeah, wasn't
No,
it?
it wasn't.
There's something
wasn't
like
a
that
Kickstarter.
that sounds.
It's been in development. I mean, it was in development for a while, and I actually followed it well before it even released, and I kind of been watching. I've been wanting to get a hold of it and play it, but I'm like, I have a really hard time buying games these days because I just have so little time that to buy something and then not be able to play it. I'm like, well, what's the point? So it was really cool when I saw that it was going to be as part of the PlayStation Plus free games this month. So I played a little bit of that.
Cool.
I also played a little bit of Duelist.
Yeah,
Duelist.
that was a Kickstarter. I can say that.
That was a
because I
Yes,
interviewed Keith on the show. So
yeah. So Duelist is kind of a collectible card game in the vein of Hearthstone, but rather than just simply throwing cards at each other, the cards that you have summon
a creature or soldier or whatever.
And then the game is actually played out on a tactical
Grid.
kind of like chess in a way, but so
Well, that's
so
that's what it is. It's like chess, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Hearthstone meshed into one thing.
Yeah. And it sounds kind of convoluted, but it works really well, and it's a lot of fun to play. And I have more fun playing Duelist than I ever had playing Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Even when I lose, I still have a good time because it's fun to just see the creatures battle each other and stuff like that. So
it's a 8-bit type graphics and
and it's retro style,
very retro.
Bit graphics and so that's it. Kind of that adds to the whole.
But the regular artwork that they have that they base the retro stuff off of is beautiful. Their artwork is
concept
fantastic.
art.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And you can even get the art book of the Duelist, and it just kind of shows a lot of the concept art behind all of the characters and the areas that you're playing in and stuff like that. And then I played just a little smidge of Guild Wars 2. I just kind of progressed my storyline one chapter, so I just kind of went and played for about an hour. And just kind of advanced my storyline just that little bit. Other than that, I still am doing the mobile gaming. Star Wars Uprising is the RPG, the mobile RPG that I've been playing. Galaxy of Heroes, the squad-based Star Wars game. I finally hit level 40 in that game. So it unlocked a new thing that you can do in the game called galactic battles, where it's basically like a progressive type, where you take your squad, and usually when you take your squad and you go do battles, once you're done with like a particular battle, then everybody's health resets, and then you can choose to go on to the next battle. But in this galactic war mode, the health doesn't reset from battle to battle.
Oh, okay.
And so you kind of take your 5, and you basically, as far as you can go, and as many battles as you can win before then your bench has been eliminated and you don't have anybody else to draw from. And so of course, as you progress, the rewards get bigger and bigger. So that's kind of interesting aspect. The game kind of changed things up a little bit. I didn't put this down, but I also played a little bit of Star Wars Old Republic, which is the online MMO. I don't know what came over me, but I haven't played that in a long time. But I just maybe it's all these other Star Wars games that
That's
I've been
right.
playing.
It's a Star Wars hype that is getting to
Yeah.
you.
So I got on and played a little bit of that, and it's kind of funny because my son saw me playing at and he's like, "What are you playing this for?" Because he knew I hadn't been playing it in such a long time. I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I just kind of launched it, and started playing it."
Hey, sometimes it's fun to go back to the games we used to love.
Sure. And what's funny is that he kind of has started playing it, and he like created a new character, and he's like almost level 20 already. And,
Nice.
And so he's like, yeah, I got really sucked into it. So it's kind of funny.
That is fun.
Other than that, I haven't done a whole lot of TV watching this past week.
Yeah, I haven't done a
nothing-
lot either. I haven't watched
geeky
this
that I
week's
remember.
episode of Flash, but I watched last week's. So
Yeah, I'm still a few episodes behind. I've got them recorded. I think the last Flash that I watched was, it's the I think it was called. I think the title of the episode was Enter Zoom.
okay.
Oh,
so I'm-
geez.
So you're like
Yeah,
4
so I'm-
episodes
you're like-
behind,
Yeah.
4 or 5.
So
More like almost 6.
and like
So you just barely got
it's-
into the most recent season then.
Oh no! It's not. The title of the story is the title of the episode is a little misleading because it's not like it's not the first episode that Zoom.
Enter Zoom is like it's still like I really
It's like
only
a
think
month
it,
old.
I really think it's only like it's only like 4 episodes behind. So
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a month old, but
So
it's the episode where like Flash's police girlfriend decides to move, and he's all like heartbroken and all that kind of stuff. But so anyway, but that's kind of all. Well, I did see. I'm trying to remember if the Enter Zoom was before the crossover or after. Like the Arrow Flash crossover with the setting up the. It was after.
After. I
Oh,
believe.
okay. Well, then I've. Interesting. So I saw that. I mean, I watched the crossover with Flash and Arrow setting up the Legends of Tomorrow series.
Yeah.
And I'm at least like 1 or 2 episodes past the crossover. So I don't know. I don't know exactly where I'm at.
That's
but
okay.
I'll have to figure it out and be more detailed. But needless to say, I haven't really done much TV watching, and I haven't read much either because I'm waiting for.
But you played more games.
But I played more games
than you have before. So
that's true.
I did order the next book of Brandon Sanderson. So I ordered the Bands of Mourning.
Okay.
So that's on the way. But I also ordered Calamity, which is the 3rd book in the Reckoner series by Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah, that one just came out this
So-
past week.
Yeah, so both of those books will be here by Monday, and we'll read that. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Very
looking forward to
cool.
both of those.
sweet. All right, Mike.
All right,
Boom.
Mike.
All right. Well, so last Friday, I threw a text to the wife and said, "Hey, let's go out on a date." And I said, "You pick a film, and we'll go to a film." And we get home, and she's like, "You want to go see Deadpool?" And I was like, "Yes." and so we went out and saw Deadpool. Laughed the entire time. It's
All right.
really, really a funny show. But the what do they call them? It's not a teaser. It's at the very end of the credits. What are they-
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, it's like a
Stinger.
post-credit.
A stinger. That's what they are.
Yeah, and if it wasn't really like your traditional stinger, but we're watching the credits and I leaned over.
John and I are not gonna watch it. So why don't you just tell us what it is? And
Yeah. I'm gonna say it because
cover
honestly,
your ears. Spoilers coming.
if you haven't seen it already, it's almost like Star Wars at this point in time.
What?
Those those who are going to watch it have seen it. That's what I meant.
Okay. All right.
And the stinger at the very end, I leaned over to Kathy and I said, "You know what? I bet you they're gonna do the Ferris Bueller's, ending."
Oh.
Sure enough, it's
You're still here?
get to the end,
home.
right? And
The
all of a
movie's
sudden
over.
it's that white hallway, right?
Yeah.
And I guffaw, like everybody's so quiet, and I'm like, ha, I guessed it. and somebody like way on the other side of the IMAX theater is like, yeah, you got it, because apparently they were, obviously they think, oh yeah, he thought there was going to be something at the end, and there was. I'm like, of course there's going to be something at the end. It's a Marvel film, even though it's not a Marvel film. But yeah, I completely called it. It was great where he comes out of, he's like, what? You're still here? The movie's over.
The movie's over.
Go home.
Yeah.
Go home.
Go on. And he's like, he's in the robe and everything, and in his Deadpool mask, and
That's funny.
and it's great. And
That is funny.
and then it's like it cuts out and there's like 2 sentences on the screen, and it was only there for like maybe a second and a half, and so I didn't get to read the whole thing, but then he comes back and he's like, oh, hey, might as well tell you, yeah, there's gonna be another Deadpool movie, and we haven't cast anyone or really decided on a lot, but we do know that Cable's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he basically dropped that Cable's going to be one of the characters, one of the other superheroes or super characters.
I did read.
the next
I did read
film.
that Stephen Lang wants to play Cable.
Yeah.
And I think that's
There's-
like a
there's
perfect
there's
casting.
a few.
I
Yeah.
think he'd be great cast as Cable.
I think
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's like a
We'll see.
perfect casting.
Hey,
So-
it's
Yeah. Anyway,
sometimes when you're proactive, it works in your favor.
Yep.
So,
what else?
but
did
yeah,
you do?
we had a good time. But
Good.
yesterday, I did some LARPing, and it was kind of odd because
Really?
No.
LARPing was odd?
What?
Newsflash!
oh, get over yourself. All right, so no, but it, being the archer, I'm much more of a support type character, and
Rightfully so.
And okay, what does that mean?
Archers are always support characters. They're
is
they're
that
not.
how it goes?
They're not tanks. They're not in the front
They're
lines.
not frontline infantry,
No,
they're
but-
archer.
The people. I mean, like we have this wonderful front line of pole arms and shields, and nobody was doing anything. And I was dropped more times that night
Aww.
than I was like, what is going on here?
You guys are
It's
awful.
the NPCs were purposefully, there was 2 archers, and they were purposefully targeting us. They were coming after us with a vengeance. I was like, what is going on?
Okay, so your idea of odd is a night that you don't kick butt all night long.
Yep,
All right,
that is very correct.
just
Yeah,
wanted to
no, it's
clarify what your
because
definition of
honestly,
odd was.
it was odd because usually I don't have all the NPCs come after me. Usually there's at least a decent defensive line to deal with the
Right.
onslaught, but they just ran right through them like there wasn't even anybody there, and I was like, I'm dead. but it was lots of fun because
That's what happens when your tanks don't tank.
yeah, the tanks weren't tanking, and I'm like, I'm getting dropped all the time, and somebody says, well, welcome to field combat, and I was like, no, just because we're
I'm an
out in
archer.
the open and not in a hallway does not mean there's not a front line to defend. Anyway, but it was a good time, good good fun had by all, but most of my week has been catching up on my shows. So all
your
lunches
anime
and well, anime and also just the Agent Carter. Finally got caught up with that. Making sure I'm up to date with Arrow and
By the way,
and
welcome,
Flash and
Ryan.
Oh yes,
Thank you.
hello Ryan, welcome.
So,
Yeah, but
anything else, Mike?
no.
No, you didn't get
No.
any gaming in or anything?
I got maybe like 3 hours of gaming in at most. It's mainly because I'm just doing a lot of overtime for work, and so I've been, like I said, I've been doing most of my geek at lunch, trying to catch up on my shows.
Cool. Ryan,
Welcome,
just in
Ryan.
time to tell us what you
Hey.
did geeky this week.
Well, let's see. I've been playing lots of World of Warcraft.
Really?
That's actually why I was late.
Oh, I gotta finish this raid.
I was in a raid.
Oh, nice. Well, at least that's a good excuse.
It's a good geek excuse.
It's a geeky excuse. So how was the raid, and how did you get thrust into WoW this week?
Well, one of their regulars was what dropped out, and nobody else was willing to go. And I said, well, I have a level 100, but his gear's not very good. And they're like, well, what is it? And I told them the specs, and they're like, well, that's okay. We'll just take you anyway, just to fill the spot.
We'll just take you.
So they basically just, I basically just tried not to die.
Nice.
And so that was my role. I
How
tried not to die.
successful were you?
I died once.
Nice.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah. And well, I died twice, but the first time wasn't my fault. It was the tank's fault.
See?
Ooh.
Bad tanks this week all around. And WoW and LARPing.
See?
Man,
That's the title of the episode. Bad tanks.
Bad tanks.
bad tanks.
Bad tank.
And then
I usually play the healer myself.
I'm going to
in
write it down.
MMOs.
I'm going to put it in the show notes right now. Bad tanks.
I finally caught up with all my Flash episodes. I watched like 8 episodes
Nice.
this week.
We were just talking
Just
about
to catch
Flash,
up.
Yeah.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
this week's, but I'm caught up until
Okay.
I have.
this week's.
Well, yeah.
I just double checked. I'm only 3 episodes behind.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh, okay.
My next episode is the return of Reverse Flash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys
That's-
have any theories on who Zoom
Who
is?
Zoom is?
Because it's not Barry.
It's
No.
it's Wally.
I thought
Wally?
Oh,
It's Wally
yeah,
West.
Wally West.
Because
What?
that's another name
He's-
for the Flash,
He's
right?
supposed to. Yeah. Wally West is another.
Yeah, but that
I obviously
incantation
don't
of the
know
Flash.
enough
there's
about
no
Flash.
emotional investment in that character.
I guess that's true. Well,
Yeah.
And so it
who
wouldn't be a big reveal to be. It's just kind of like.
who do you think it is?
Well, I thought it was Barry.
I
It's
thought
not
it was
I
Barry.
thought it was Barry too. Yep.
But-
It's not
but we-
Barry.
we-
So
I was.
We
I
know
was
it's not
just
Barry
waiting
now.
for it to be Barry, and then I'm like, oh.
so
it's
in
not.
the latest
he was too
episode,
big to
I
be
can't. There was a kind of a moment in the latest episode where it kind of led me to believe it's one character. I don't want to spoil it for you, It's not really a spoiler because they don't follow through on it because Zoom interrupts them and they do the Zoom thing. But it's interesting. There's another character that Zoom
Yeah.
has hold up,
Has
and he's got a
held-
metal
he's
hat,
got a metal mask
and
on.
he can't talk.
He was like
But he
tapping on
does
the
this-
glass.
Tapping of the glass, which is a POW tapping code.
Was it like SOS or?
No, he typed out JAY,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
and they're like Jay. Jay
read
Garrick?
about that.
Yeah, he's on my Earth One. And he starts freaking out like, no, you're not getting
He's like,
it.
no, I'm Jake.
It could be Jay, or Zoom could be Jay.
Oh wow.
Jay, remind me who Jay
He's
is.
he's
the Flash.
the Flash
from
from
Earth
Earth
Flash
2.
from Earth 2. He's like the guy that came, like
He's-
the very first
yeah.
visitor.
So,
from Earth
He and
2.
Caitlin are like a thing now.
2. But
Right,
that would be
so-
kind of hard to be the Jay Garrick because Jay Garrick was obviously in two different places with Zoom.
Yeah.
So maybe the real Jay Garrick is in the prison, and this doppelganger is coming over to figure out a way to help Caitlin steal the Speed Force
Flashes. Yeah, right. And give it to
with
Zoom.
the
that would
velocity.
that would explain why he doesn't have his speed.
Yeah,
Why is he
exactly.
dying?
Because that's what he says. He says, I'm dying because I took the Velocity 6 that made me
Right.
sick.
Yeah, it gave me
Right.
cancer.
And that is very interesting.
So, those are my theories.
Mhm. All right. Yeah,
And then
I haven't
course.
thought about it enough.
Walking Dead started.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And
It was a great episode.
was it?
Yes, it was
I
very
haven't
good.
watched since
Carl,
like the second episode.
Get in the
Cool.
house, Coral. Coral, get in
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah, there's this little spoiler with Carl. See that whole episode, the whole couple of scenes in Alexandria. Is that the town they're in? Alexandria.
Sounds right.
Sounds right.
That's the name of their town? Where the zombies, the big church tower collapses over, knocks over the wall, and all the zombies come in, right?
Oh, nice. That was nice.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you could say that
Is this
because
a spoiler?
I
This is
haven't-
from
No.
last season.
no,
No,
that's
honestly,
fine.
I haven't watched since the third episode of season 2.
Yeah, so
And
it's
so,
okay. You can spoil it all you want.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm not a huge zombie.
there
fan.
that whole moment with the zombies and dressing up in the zombie guts again, like they did way back in season 1 or 2,
Right.
and it was a direct draw from the comics.
Oh,
That
cool.
whole scene, walking through, and a kid freaks out, and they're like, "Did you get?" Oh, it was so great. And they're like, "There's like 6 of them, right?" And they're all holding hands, walking through this giant, massive zombies, right? And wearing the guts, and then they have to be quiet, or else the zombies will get a clue onto them. And it's just, I don't want to spoil it because it's a new episode, so there's probably a few people who watch it. Our 6 or 7 listeners might.
But
be
it-
Hey,
It's pretty
we have more.
intense.
We have more than 6. We have more than
Well,
6.
As of right now,
As a
how many people are in the stream?
oh well, no,
What?
6
One.
people are not listening live currently now.
Okay. But yeah,
But it was a great moment, straight from the comics, and they did it really well. And
so apparently the new big bad guy for this season is
Mhm.
like even worse than the governor was.
oh yeah, oh yes, absolutely, Negan.
Okay.
And
Negan.
Is he
That's
from
right.
the comics?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah, he's still in the comics. Actually, I just read the latest Walking Dead comic, and well, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but he's been locked up in prison by Rick
Oh.
for a while, and Rick doesn't
Oh.
want to.
In the comic.
So, in the comic.
Well,
But that's
We all
after he
know
does a
that-
lot of bad
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
In fact, and in fact, a lot of people, if they follow the comic book on who dies and who lives, a lot of people will be upset.
yeah.
And Negan will be a very, very bad man.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would just like to reiterate Mr. Lard in the chat room says he counts as 6, right? And yes, you do, Mr. Lard. You definitely count as 6. So you
all right, good job.
we appreciate
Way to That's right.
We
Way to hold
appreciate
your own.
we appreciate the typing in the chat room too. So
That's right. You fight
All right.
for those 6 spots. You
yes,
fight for them.
All right. Anything else, Ryan?
Nope.
Nope. That's it. All right. Well, let's go to the next segment of the show, the Weekly Geek. This is the Weekly Geek, where we talk about geeky news that happened throughout the week. And not a lot, but of course I put all the show notes in this week, and that's usually not what I do. And so John is usually better at finding show notes than I am. So I put stuff that I thought was interesting or that I came across, but
I was working midnight shifts this week.
Nice.
I just was not even aware of reality.
well, we'll definitely. I'm sure we usually end up talking a lot about just things. Well, but let's.
Okay. I think the one thing that we should discuss, because it's kind of the elephant in the room right now as far as superhero movies is concerned.
Deadpool.
And it's the success of Deadpool and how that's going to affect superhero movies going forward.
What I'm worried about.
Well,
is
Hugh Jackman has already stated that Wolverine 3 is going to be rated R. They've said that the
X-Force will be
the X-Force
rated R.
movie that they want to work on is going to be rated R. So I mean.
But it's interesting. Those are the typical. Like, I'm not too surprised about that. But like what James Gunn was saying, he made some.
I liked his comment.
He made some comments. He's like,
comments.
I fear that movie production studios are going to take the wrong thing from Deadpool, and they'll make all these raunchy, breaking the fourth wall movies that are just basically they're going to turn into the awful like Seth Rogen movies or something, like where it's just awful. Sorry, that was the first name that popped in my head. But
okay, yeah, we're all confused. We're like, what?
But you know what I mean, like those comedy movies that are just completely awful. The story, you
mean like Zoolander 2? That's not Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but imagine like
everyone hated Zoolander 2 so much.
But imagine Zoolander 2, but extremely rated R, like Deadpool. So that's So James Gunn was like, I'm worried that they're gonna make all these movies now that are gonna be awful when Deadpool. I'm not gonna see it, but I'm not gonna deny that it's not successful, and I'm not gonna deny that the writing was probably phenomenal because it sure seems like that.
See, it wasn't formulaic. It was unique. And they all had a love of the movie, and they all came together, and they didn't want to compromise with what their ideas were, and they built something out of love, and they all enjoyed the characters, and they all really wanted to do this movie the way they wanted to do it, and it was successful because of the effort that they put into it, and because they weren't following a formula, they were just doing what they wanted to do. And I think that when the studio execs see the big money coming in from the weekends and thinking, oh, all these nerds just wanted rated R, well, let's just slap a rated R on everything.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's not what we wanted. And we wanted it to be true to.
It's not the rated R. That's not what's drawing people to see the movie. It's because it's quirky, funny, it's new, it's a different.
It stays true to who the Deadpool comic is.
Sure.
And so that's a big draw as well.
And that's what fans essentially want, is just make it true to what the feel, the purpose, what the comics or content is. It's the film was just like Ryan said, it felt like a bunch of friends got together and said, what can we do to make this make this fun? How are we going to make this what we would want it to be? And they don't have to worry about impressing an executive. They don't have to worry about impressing a studio. And in fact, the fact that 20th Century Fox pulled $7 million out of their budget at the last, part of the filming just goes to show how much they were able to accomplish on such a tight budget. Because when you think about it, the budget of the film was only, what, $51 million?
Which is like 58, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
yeah,
Say
it
that.
was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 51 because they pulled the
Well-
7 out. But anyway, they accomplished
Sure.
the same success with a
And now-
quarter of the budget of
And
some
now
of these
think
films out there.
about the amount of money that they put into making Wolverine Origins
Oh,
and
Oh,
how awful
gosh.
it was.
that was an awful
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
And it was, and
had so much potential
What's
in
the
it. It's
latest?
like,
What's the latest one?
Wolverine.
What are all
the?
It was just called
It
Wolverine.
was just called Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one wasn't very good either.
It wasn't great, but it was a lot better than the first one.
Well, it's just not very good. And so, if you take that movie and just make it rated R, it doesn't
It's
make
not
a better.
good.
It doesn't
movie.
make it better.
No,
yeah.
Right.
No.
Right.
Because
They
it's
add
it's
some
the
language and
well,
some
it's
violence
it's
does not make a film.
Once again, it comes back to the writing, and that's why Deadpool was successful because
Yeah.
they had really good writers for the show.
And they had the action scenes. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear that the cinematography is really good.
It was because I loved the fact that they were able to create unique camera angles, and they took a slightly different perspective of the scenery, and it really adds to the feel where it feels like you were there enjoying it almost in a first person scenario sometimes because of that occasional fourth wall break where it was almost like you were hanging with your friend, but he was doing everything and you were just kind of watching, and so there was some very unique cinematography moments. And unfortunately, I don't think the film's going to be recognized for its
Oh,
technical
well, no.
accomplishments.
No. But that's
Well,
not what
maybe. I
that's
don't
not
know,
what they
but-
made the movie for.
Yeah, that's not what they're going for. They're not
No,
going to
it's-
win
it-
awards.
Well, you never know.
It'll open
but-
up doors for them, though,
Yes.
to make different other movies.
Yeah. Well,
And that's
I always found
part
it.
of it.
I found it fun about all the memes that popped up around the internet of,
Well,
this
Ryan
was
Reynolds
the
was-
first. This was the first comic book character movie that was rated R, and everybody's like, "What?" And so there's
Nope.
just somebody
Yeah.
made a post about that, like right as the film was essentially coming out and being successful, and then all these like rebuttals essentially. People were
Right.
like, "What about this film? What about
Yeah. What
this
about
Well-
Blade? What about
Yeah.
The
What about
Crow?
Blade?
What about
Sin
Sin
Crow?
City?
Yeah.
What about
Three
Sin
Hundred?
City?
Sin
What about
The
Conan the
Watch-
Barbarian?
the Watchmen?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Watchmen.
Watchmen. Yeah, and everybody was
yeah,
just like,
there's just so many.
"You obviously are not doing
It's
your
the
research."
first Marvel Studios rated R film.
Oh,
though.
that's true.
That is true.
That's true. It is a first Marvel.
Stu-
Right,
But,
Marvel
Studios, yeah.
it's not a Marvel Studios film.
It's not a Marvel Studios film,
They-
but it is a Marvel
It
movie.
it is.
It
yeah,
is
but
a
it's
Marvel
not-
Universe concept, but it
Right,
can't be
because-
technically part of the Marvel Universe.
But it
because
still,
it's Fox.
but it
Yeah.
still
There's
has, it
so
still
many
has,
Easter eggs in the film
it
that
still has
you're like,
the Marvel stamp on it.
Oh,
though, so
no,
Oh,
it
sure.
doesn't.
Yeah, it has
it
to.
did not have the Marvel flip page at the beginning of the film. It had
sure it
20th
had to.
Century Fox.
Right.
I don't
and-
remember. I don't remember.
Now
in
that's
any-
the correct statement right there. You don't
you don't
remember.
remember.
It. I guarantee you it was there because legally it has to be.
All right,
'Cause he
what's
knows
next
Fox-
on the
If-
news?
Well,
You know, it's still
a lot
Marvel
of
character.
superhero stuff that we could definitely talk about. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 started production this week, and so that's pretty exciting.
Saw the first photo.
They've been kind of
They've been
kind of
teasing
some
photos.
stuff.
Star
like
Wars, Star Wars,
Little picture of the
mini little Groot
mini
on
Groot
Drax's shoulder.
Drax's shoulder. Yeah, I thought that was kind
That
of
was
cute.
fun. Star Wars Episode 8 started production this week, so that's fun and exciting. But some other fun superhero stuff, specifically DC stuff this time. Netflix is now considering bringing a third season of Young Justice to Netflix because of the
Yes.
success that bringing season 2 to just for people, like they had this like boom of people watching it, and so like, oh, maybe this is a show that people want to watch, so they're thinking of creating a third season and bringing
Dude.
it. So
Dude.
Yeah, we sat and watched most of season 2
Yeah.
last week.
It's
Young Justice. It's
so
the
good.
Yeah.
coolest cartoon.
It was good.
Yeah,
It was good.
so good.
Yep.
And
So go out and watch it.
watch it.
Go to Netflix, watch Young Justice season 2 if you want
Yeah.
to see a season 3.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
Mhm.
So, and Mr. Lard said in another rated R comic book hero, Punisher.
Punisher.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Punisher.
yeah. How can we forget that?
It was an awful movie. That's why.
No, there were like 3 of them.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
3 or 4 of
at
them, aren't
There
there?
were a few of them.
You know, I don't know. I liked Thomas Jane when he did that Laundry Day short video as the Punisher. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh, that's so fun. You should watch it. Look it up.
Okay.
That's funny.
YouTube it.
Another show that's coming is DC Superhero Girls, which it focuses on a lot of the DC superhero girls, but in high school, and they go to superhero high school, and there's going to be a bunch of other characters.
Is this a cartoon?
It's a
'Cause
cartoon.
if
It's a
okay,
cartoon.
Thank goodness.
Um,
I can deal with that.
Yeah, but
Don't they ever have like Superhero High with Kurt Russell? Remember
it's
that?
Sky High, and that
Sky
movie is
High.
awesome.
Yeah.
And
That's
he
a
was the
great movie. What are you talking about?
He was the
It
commander.
actually was kind of fun, but it was silly.
It's supposed to be though. But no, I think it was really fun. Of course, they have the main girl superheroes that they're going to focus on: Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Bumblebee, Poison Ivy, Harlequin, Katana, and someone else, Batgirl. And that's like the group of friends, and they all have their their typical characteristics. So like Harlequin's gonna be the class clown, Katana is the artistic one, Wonder Woman's the jock leader, Batgirl's the techie girl, and all this stuff.
I don't even know who Bumblebee is.
Oh, I was right. Deadpool is not a Marvel Studios film.
No, you're right. It's
Not a Marvel.
That's what I was
Studios-
telling you. I said the.
But we were
No,
saying, but we were
weren't.
just
That's not what we were.
we were just saying that it's a
arguing.
Marvel, has the Marvel stamp on there, not Studios, but Marvel.
It's not a Marvel Studios. That's not what I was arguing.
But anyway,
Then we were arguing for different points.
but they also are going to be launching a toy, obviously toys specifically the dolls that represent all these superheroes. So that's kind of fun for me because I have 2 young daughters that love that type of stuff, and so I would totally support them playing with the DC superhero girls dolls and stuff like that. So
Now,
what?
speaking of like new series coming, have you guys seen anything about the new Lego Star Wars TV shows that are coming out?
I've heard of them.
There's a couple of them. One of them is called The Resistance Rises, and you can actually go on YouTube and see like the first. I think The Resistance Rises is going to be a collection of shorts, but there is an actual series called The Freemaker Adventures. It's Lego Star Wars: The Freemaker Adventures, and the Freemaker Adventures is basically all about like new characters, but it takes place in the Star Wars universe, and that was some of the toys that they showed at the toy fair this past week were Lego sets based on the Freemaker Adventure series, and they're both coming to Disney. Disney XD is the channel they're coming to.
Yeah,
you just started talking about like new animated shows coming out, and it just kind of reminded me of something else.
But speaking of Lego Star Wars stuff, and Mega Bloks, which is essentially Legos in just a different name, but they are releasing Destiny themed Mega Bloks.
Yeah, I was excited about that. I'm like,
that's cool. All the
there
ships
are-
and
Mega
stuff.
Mega Bloks does the
They did Halo.
They did Halo. They've done
they did Halo and Call of Duty.
they've done the Walking Dead. So they do they do
they do a lot of licensed stuff.
the other stuff that Lego doesn't want to touch.
Right.
Transformers.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, some of the Destiny stuff looked pretty cool. I was looking at it.
You should buy Kyle the spaceship one, since he's
There you go.
really big into Destiny.
He's huge into Destiny. He streams it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting that they were saying that the Destiny minifig is one of the most highly detailed minifig that they've done so far. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's
so
cool.
we'll have to check it out when they come out.
Definitely. Cool. Well, like we said, it was light on news, but now let's get to geeky trivia. Since we talked a lot about superheroes today, we are going to do name this person, but name their real identity, not their superhero, but what is their real name?
Okay.
Okay, so
so you're gonna give us their superhero name.
I will
and we have
name the
to give you
superhero. You name their
secret identity,
identity.
essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, I need to get.
And
I think
is this Marvel and DC?
You can
This
have
is
a choice.
superheroes.
Do you want Marvel or DC?
Why not
you're the
mix and
moderator.
match?
Well, I could.
You're the moderator.
I could do both if you want both. All right, I just have to
Yeah.
get your scorecards ready. Let me. All right, we'll start with a few Marvel ones. You guys ready for this?
Okay. I'm ready.
Sure.
All right, and chat room, if you know them, please join in and shout out your answers. All right.
Bob Barker.
So it's obviously some of them will be pretty easy, but some may not. All right, let's start with Angel.
William
William Warren
Worthington the third.
The third.
John.
The third.
Warren
I couldn't
Worthington.
spit it out.
Or
I just let John finish.
Worthington the third is correct.
Whoa.
What?
All right.
WWE.
What is Sabretooth's name?
Oh.
I know his name.
It's Cade or something like that. Oh,
Yeah, like that.
something
right.
like that. Oh, it's
Yeah, it's something like that. What is it, Barry?
Victor
Skeeter.
Creed.
Creed. Okay.
Yeah.
dang it.
All right. Shadowcat.
Oh crap.
Wait. Oh my gosh.
I'm totally drawing a blank.
Two. Wait.
And
Wait.
I just have to say, Mr. Lard got Victor Creed, by the way, for Sabretooth.
Oh, good job.
Why am I drawing a blank? I know her.
My
The
gosh.
answer is Kitty Pryde.
Oh, so retarded. Oh,
We are rusty.
Yep.
We are rusty.
All right.
oh gosh.
That's okay. If you're rusty, I'm non-existent.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry, Mike.
oh, don't worry. I might get one.
There you go.
I-
Okay.
Oh, can't believe I just.
Cyclops.
Scott Summers.
Parker. Scott Summers. Dang it.
Ryan. You got the Scott,
Oh.
Mike. You got the Scott.
Said the same.
All right. Since the name was already said in
Peter
the
Parker.
Punisher.
Castle.
Nick Castle,
Uh,
John Castle.
No. Steve Castle. No, John.
Sorry, you guys are saying Castle, and I'm like Richard Castle. No, I'm just kidding.
Wrong castle.
I know, wrong show or wrong character.
Oh, come on.
I said Castle first. I
You did not.
Frank. Frank
Frank.
Castle.
Get.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
You each get a half point.
Oh, don't even get me.
Half a point.
All right. Nightcrawler.
Kurt Russell.
Wagner.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
John.
You said
Or I
Kurt
should say
Wagner?
Kurt Wagner.
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 Oh, I see.
All right. How about Deadpool?
Wade Wilson.
Good job, Mike. Woo.
Well, I said it before he did, though.
No, you didn't.
Oh, come on now.
Not in my stream.
not in my stream.
Ooh. I got your stream right here.
All right. my photo of the DC ones are too small. I can't see them. All right,
It's called Zoom.
we're gonna stick with Marvel. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Spider-Man.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
John, got it. Slightly.
Ryan to John.
Ryan to John. All right. How about Ghost Rider?
I have no idea.
Nicolas Cage.
I should give you minus points for that.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I really don't.
Wasn't that rated R?
Daredevil guy.
No, it wasn't.
He's like the Daredevil guy. What's his? He's
Well,
like
yeah,
the
but I don't know
stud-
what it's
Johnny
like-
Blaze.
Johnny
Blaze. Yeah.
Blaze. Now I recognize it.
All right. Captain America.
Steve.
Rogers. Steve Rogers.
Ryan. Steve Rogers.
Oh my gosh. Steve.
I wasn't gonna say it, but then he drew a blank.
I love it. All right. Let's see if you guys know this one. Black Bolt.
Wow.
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
I don't know.
No, I don't think I know his name.
Blackagar Boltagon. Apparently,
Okay.
apparently
That's
that's
a
his-
dumb name.
I know, right?
So his superhero name is an abbreviation of his
I
real
guess.
name.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
That's right.
All right. You probably wouldn't know that one, so I won't say that.
Oh,
How do you
really?
know?
Yeah.
Dazzler.
I know the characters,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know their. s-
I know.
Yeah.
Is it
What
like
a secret
Denise
identity.
or something?
It's close to that. That sounds right. No.
What is it, Barry?
Allison Blair.
Alison Blair. I knew that.
Okay.
All right.
I watched the silly like 80s music video with Dazzler.
Oh, you
Oh.
saw that?
Yeah.
Like the New Mutants? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Gambit?
Dang it. Remy LeBeau.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
Good job.
man,
Nice.
All right.
I had to dig deep for that one.
Juggernaut.
Marcus Kane.
Oh, I'll give it to you. Kane Marco.
Kane Marco. Okay.
I'll give that one to you.
All right. All right.
All right. Iron Fist.
Danny.
Danny Ray. Danny.
Danny.
Danny Ray. Danny.
Close.
Danny.
That's so close.
I know. I know it's something like that. Denny Trejo. No.
Danny Rand.
Danny Trejo.
Rand,
That
yeah.
Grease.
Rand. All right. Dang it.
All right. What is Cable's name?
Oh gosh. Summers. His last name is Summers. First name is. Gosh, what's his first name?
Brian.
No, no.
Danny. Peter.
Peter.
I don't know.
I don't know. Summers is. I know.
Logan.
Nathan.
Nate.
Oh, yeah. Nathan. Yeah.
Nate's. Yeah. Dang it.
All right. Colossus.
Peter Rasputin.
That is correct, John. All right.
See, some I don't know why, but some I could just whoop right off the top of my head.
Dr. Octopus.
Octavius.
Octavius.
Peter Octavius. It's,
Dr.
default
it is
Octavius.
Octavius, isn't it?
Yeah,
Octavius is his last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of what his first name is.
Otto.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Whatever.
How about Daredevil.
Matt Murdock.
That is correct, Ryan. Quick on the draw.
Said Matthew.
Phoenix.
Jean Grey.
Oh,
Jean Grey is correct. Ryan. Miss Marvel.
Isn't that Jean Grey as well?
No.
Oh wait, no. No, Miss
Carol
Marvel's the
Danvers.
one that
Carol Danvers
Yeah.
is correct.
That's-
Ryan.
Right.
That's
I was like, she's
Yeah,
she's the one that Rogue sucked her.
Yes.
flying
Hey, good
power
job,
and
Michael.
She is.
Hey,
Michael
Yeah.
made a comic book reference.
hey, you know the '80s comics.
All right. Let us go. Can you tell me Psylocke's name?
Carol.
No.
Who is it?
Kusanagi.
She used to be British.
yes.
Well, she was, yeah, but then she
Got transformed.
By Apocalypse, I think, right?
She was one of the horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Dang, what's her name? What I know.
Her name is Elizabeth Braddock.
Braddock. Yeah, because Braddock, that's the
That's
Captain
Captain
Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her brother
Oh,
sister.
okay.
Oh, and he was on here too. Captain,
Oh.
Captain Britain. Good job. All right, I'll give you two more.
All right.
All right. How about let's do an easier one. Kingpin.
Whatever you don't say his name. Whatever. But oh my gosh,
I'm
Why
like,
can't
I just
I-
watched.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
We all
I'm like-
watched it.
Yeah, I
And
know.
we
We
know-
all watched the Daredevils. Gosh,
Why?
Um,
Why can I not think of his name?
I don't know. I can't think of it for some.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Lard will beat us all.
What
I don't care.
What is it?
Hey, Wilson Fisk.
Wilson Fisk. Vegans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Lard.
Good job, Lard. We for some reason we're all stumped.
Yeah. All right. How about
Silly.
Moon Knight?
Oh
I don't
gosh. No, I don't
Oh,
No.
I have
Okay.
I know the
Bruce Wayne.
character, but
Hold on. Mr. Lard, if you know it, put it in the chat.
know.
All right.
Googling.
His name is Mark Spector.
Spectre.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, I recognized the name.
Yeah.
As soon as she said it.
I think I got.
Never off. But never. is
Well,
popular.
we need to keep going because John and Ryan are tied.
Oh,
Ooh.
really?
Okay.
I might steal the next one.
That's all right. You're still number 2 at this point.
Who does number 2 work for?
Number 2 work for.
All right. Can you tell me Red Skull's name?
Von
Von Trier.
Nope.
something, isn't it? Oh gosh.
I don't know. Nope.
Oh,
What is it? I forget.
His name is Johann Schmidt.
Schmidt. Dang it.
Okay.
Okay.
Nope.
Hawkeye.
Clint Barton.
Clint Barton is correct. And Ryan is the winner of Geeky Trivia.
Nice, Ryan.
Good job, man.
Man.
Oh, Mr. Lard.
I am not a comic book geek.
Mr. Lard, if you were here, I would call you the winner because he got Schmidt too for Red Skull. So,
Google does not count.
oh come on, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He's doing awesome. All right, well that's it for the Closet Geek. Thank you everyone for joining us live. Everyone in the chat room, that's awesome, and everyone that is
All 6 of you.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Lard counts as 6. And other people. But thank you for listening to The Closet Geek. You can find out all our information at theclosetgeek.net. And we do have some information and some news to let you know. So due to scheduling and life and just things that are going on, we have decided as members of The Closet Geek that we are going to go to a bi-weekly show instead of an every week show. Just because that is more, it's convenient for everyone. Other people have other things going on, but we are still going to be there bi-weekly, and we'll have even more to talk about with 2 weeks of information. But I just want to let you know that if you feel you still need every week of the Closet Geek, I myself will start streaming on Thursday nights every other week, playing games. So whether that's and leave that for a great opportunity for friends of the show to come and play games with me, depending on the game. And if one of the other 4 horsemen of geek happen to be available, they can play games with me too. But we want to just provide, at least have that extra content for you guys. And we want to thank all of our listeners for supporting us. We've been doing this for over 2.5 years, but just because life sometimes throws you a curveball, you need to backtrack a little bit. And so we're going to go to a bi-weekly for the podcast, and every other week we'll do some Twitch game streaming. So thank you so much for everything, and please don't join us next week because we won't be here because we're I'm so used to saying that. But you can join me next week as I stream live on Twitch for some gaming. But join us on our next show of the podcast, definitely. And remember to wave your geek flag proudly. You've been listening to a Closet Geek Studios production. For all information about Closet Geek Studios, visit theclosetgeek.net for all your geeky needs, or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Oh, Ryan, you didn't put anything up. What's the deal with that?
I just created my own trailer.
That's right. Batman versus Superman.
That trailer's so impressive. Your CG skills are amazing.
I know, right?
To answer your question, Mr. Lard, yes, when I am streaming, playing games, it will be on the Closet Geek stream. That is a good question. And Mr. Lard says, "Come on, Ryan, where were you on that one? You didn't put anything up." So
No.
Bam.
So thanks, Mr. Lard, for being in the chat room. We really appreciate and tell your friends, share the podcast with everybody, and we will be back in a couple weeks, or I'll chat with you tomorrow in your stream. So, all right, bye everybody, and good.